Ladies and gentlemen,
TJ Michaels and John Stacy invite you on a roller coaster ride of machismo on the Alpha Men Podcast.
Showtime, freaks! Ah!
What is going on, you sick, twisted freaks? Welcome to the Alpha Men Podcast, Season 5, Episode 11, from the granite capital of the world. I'm TJ Michaels, my partner in crime. He is a guy who makes Forrest Gump look like Oppenheimer. John Stacy from Trinity, North Carolina is here. How are you?
I'm doing good there, my buddy, my bestie.
Don't say, we were just talking before we get started tonight. I had a meeting today. And shall we say, there was a gentleman in the meeting who was very, very talkative, who said to me, well, my bestie. And I went, what? Excuse me? What? He said, well, my bestie, I went to high school with him. He's my bestie. I went, you're a grown man. Do not use that word. All right? Like, I get mad when women use it. It's the dumbest, my bestie. Let me ask you something. Is he a boy? Yeah. Is he your friend? Yeah. Do you walk around calling him your boyfriend? No, you don't. Don't call him your bestie, for God's sakes. Ugh. It just made me want to drink. And you know what? We're going to get this thing started right out of the gate tonight. PBR, to get things going.
I got Gizmo, Beer Keeper, Honey Wheat Ale.
A quality lawnmower beer at the Beverage Baron in Barrie, Vermont. $1.69 a man can. Not bad.
Oh, this is pretty good.
So, yeah, it is?
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
Gizmo, Beekeeper, Honey Wheat Ale.
Holy cow, you went like fancy pants stuff tonight.
5.5% alcohol.
Listen to me, I just talked about how you shouldn't use the word bestie, and I just used the word fancy pants. Unbelievable. But hey, listen, big stories this week. The world's oldest land animal, Jonathan the tortoise, alive and well at 193. He's all over the internet this week. Meanwhile, no word on the condition of the second oldest land animal, Joseph the Biden. It's just there is a lot going on this week. And the last couple of weeks, we weren't here last week because the Stacy family decided to do their annual vacation at Universal Studios in Orlando. And how much were those wands? $4,000 a piece? Is that what they were? Something like that.
This made me think about something, though. I suppose my wallet's missing.
It's probably in Orlando at Universal. So your flight got canceled coming back? Is that the deal?
Oh yeah, freaking. We got to the Delta Sky Club, sitting there relaxing with the family.
Yep.
And ding, like 30 minutes after we get inside, the whole airport canceled.
Yeah.
And so I looked at alternate flights, and closest thing to get me home was the next day at 9:00. I said, "Screw that, we're driving."
Oh, so you got a rental car and did the family truckster.
Yep.
Holiday road stuff. Yeah.
10 hours.
Well, that's why we weren't here last week. I actually have a seminar coming up at the end of the month, and the last Tuesday of the month, we're not going to be here either. But you know what? We'll make the most of it tonight. We've got a great. There's so much going on. Of course, over the weekend, 21 hours of face-to-face talks in Islamabad without reaching a deal. Things in Islamabad did not go good, and now we've got this port blockade, naval blockade. It was like Iran said, "Hey, who's going to shut down the strait? We're going to do it." And then Trump said, "Yeah, go ahead, because we're going to shut down your shutdown of the strait." Which means, of course, they can't make any money off of oil, which is their entire economy. So, yeah, your move, jerk-offs. I mean, that's kind of the way that it is. But all over the place, I don't know if you're watching the news today, everything is negative. Every single thing is negative.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to a point where I'm like, God, I'm just frustrated and tired of people being so freaking negative in the country. And like we had Artemis 2 last week come back home.
Yeah.
How freaking awesome was that?
It was very cool. It was one of those iconic moment.
Yeah, it's like an American pride moment, is it not? And for God's sakes, it's our 250th birthday, for crying out loud, And yet all this crap is going on. So I thought this week we would start the show with an audience poll, and you can just comment responses wherever you may be watching tonight. It'll pop on the screen, but I'm on a quest for positivity tonight. I really am. I'm hearing all of the politics and all of the America sucks and all of the America bashing. And quite honestly, there are things we kick ass at. I mean, there are. We excel at hot dog eating contests. Nobody does better hot dog eating contests than we do, right? And I've traveled to other countries. We do breakfast better than anyone else. I hate to make this all food related, but you were just at theme parks. We do theme parks better than anybody else,
Expensive.
They're expensive, though. Air conditioning. We do air conditioning better than anybody else. Sandwiches and barbecue. Better than anybody else. So we'd love to see your comment in the comic section tonight. Something that America does better than anybody else. Landing on the moon, by the way, USA 12, rest of the world 0. Okay? So we are going to get to that a little bit later on. So join the poll in the comment section. Tell us what's something that America does better than any other country, and we would love to see your responses. We've got a great show for you tonight. We take on the conspiracy theorists tonight. Man Court is back. Red Foreman Awards, Married Man's Survival Guide, and Real or Fake News. Please, we'd love to know where you're watching from tonight, too. You can also comment on that. Welcome to the premiere of Season 5, Episode 11. This, my friends, is the Alpha Men Podcast.
And now, Mensplaining the News. Tuesday Night Update.
There you go. Whatever.
Good evening. Here's what happened this week. Gas prices hit $4 a gallon in many places. So, in a way, it's a perfect time for Tiger Woods to lose his license. Just saying. New study says cancer risk is higher for adults who've never been married. Higher, but worth it. International travelers now have to pay $100 per person to enter the Grand Canyon National Park. Although, if you do want to see a gigantic hole for free, there is always Camden, New Jersey. Just saying. Companies trying to make robots cute to appeal to humans. This is scary stuff, dude.
Oh.
Like, you laugh, but, that approach already worked once. You remember the Olsen twins? Yeah. Just saying. Wildlife aficionados in upstate New York are being charmed by a one-eyed beaver. Jonathan the tortoise and the one-eyed beaver both all over the internet this week. And one-eyed beaver. I would love to know what that thing's pronouns are. Kristi Noem's husband reportedly paid thousands of dollars to a big-breasted model he wanted to marry. What's worse, they were balloon payments.
Oh, Jesus.
That was pretty cheap, wasn't it?
Very.
That one was cheap. Bed Bath & Beyond bought the Container Store this week. It's the biggest news to hit strip malls since that one guy had sex who shopped at the GameStop. No. China passed the U.S. in global approval ratings this week. I don't know if this thing is legit, but top on the list was Wakanda. So just keep that in mind. Melania Trump gave a speech claiming not to be a victim of Jeffrey Epstein. It's kind of the first time a woman has bragged about being old, to be honest. Cigarette smoking at an all-time low, which sounds great till you see the action hero try to light a gas canister on a movie by calmly flicking his vape. Just doesn't work the same, right? RFK launching a podcast. Nothing more soothing than RFK Jr.'s voice.
I know what you're talking about.
Forbes estimates President Trump now worth $6.5 billion. That is not bad for somebody who was working at McDonald's not too long ago. I mean, seriously. Just saying.
We have goals.
Before the peace deal, the U.S. had started using drone boats in Iran. It's like a regular boat, but nobody at the wheel. Kind of like Tiger Woods in an SUV. A court ruled this week that President Trump's attempt to defund NPR and PBS, they ruled against it, saying you can't do that. It's a major win for white women who drive Subarus and go to yoga classes.
So Vermont.
Yeah, pretty much. Half the state. Brain-eating parasites were found in California this week by scientists. Good news is they all died of starvation after infecting Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris, so not really a big deal. There is a virus circulating your neck of the woods, baby Huey. North Carolina. They say it causes fatal diarrhea.
Jesus.
I'm officially claiming fatal diarrhea as the name of my new death metal garage band. Just saying. Look at that.
Fatal diarrhea? How does it kill you?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
You want to take a look?
Pig semen.
What the hell?
May be the key to treating cancer of the retina. New study out this week. Who knew your mom was about to become a hero in the war on cancer? Sorry, that was mean. Nearly all bicycles sold in the United States manufactured overseas. Listen, Americans avoid making bicycles because they're too tired. Okay?
We avoid actual work.
It's because they're bicycles because they're too tired? No, you shut up. Showbiz news. The official Masters of the Universe trailer is out. I can't believe they got Kelly Osbourne to play Skeletor. I mean, it's right. There's a movement to make Sydney Sweeney the next James Bond.
Oh.
Yeah, they say her new movie is going to be called Thunderbra.
I bet you it's going to bust.
Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet this week posting beach vacation photos. Those feminine curves were amazing in the sun. Kylie looked good too. Ryan Seacrest listed his dating red flags. Coming in at number 1, it's a woman. Chelsea Handler said marriage is outdated this week in an interview she did with one of the entertainment sites. She feels the same way about bras and shirts, I think. Yeah, that's Chelsea Handler.
Yeah.
And this is what Chelsea Handler normally looks like. Yeah. Sharon Stone said in Hollywood this week, the best kisser she's ever kissed, Robert De Niro.
Wow.
For more details, listen to her popular podcast, Sex Talk with Nana.
Sounds horrible.
Pepsi withdrew sponsorship from a musical festival this week after Kanye was booked. Listen, I think Pepsi did the right thing right here. I mean, right thing here after Kanye did the right thing. Yeah. Michael Jackson, biopic, re-edited to remove any references to his child abuse scandal. Which is kind of like making a biopic about Bill Cosby and not mentioning Jello Pudding Pops. Just
1-1.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, Joseph Baena, won a bodybuilding competition this month. Kind of a chip off the old block. Check him out there. He also followed in his father's footsteps by having an affair with his maid right after the win. Yeah. That's actually her son. His maid's that's the bastard son, I guess. Joseph Baena. Scream 8 in the works. And by rules of horror sequels, this one either has to take place in the hood or space, I think. It's like a law. It just
because it's never else.
Yeah. Tom Cruise may be the villain in an upcoming Miami Vice movie. I can't see him as a bad guy. I don't know.
No.
I'm not his daughter, but I'm not his daughter. And finally, Alec Baldwin joined the cast of a new movie starring Chris Hemsworth. There is no word when he starts shooting.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's coming.
That's Mansplaining the News tonight on the Alpha Men Podcast. All righty. John's random facts tonight. Because even in this gathering of brothers, you should at least learn something.
That's some pretty good damn facts. I worked hard on these facts.
Okay, yeah, I know.
This one blew my mind.
Yeah.
All right. So The Matrix came out in 99.
Yep.
You know when Neo shows his passport like this?
Yep.
You know, the date says September 11th, 2001.
Wow.
And that's when the whole world changed.
That's Simpsons level stuff right there.
That is.
That's like so the movie comes out in 99.
Yeah.
And the date on his passport, the expiration date is September 11th, 2001.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty wild, isn't it? Yeah.
We're living in the Matrix.
Yeah.
All right. So next fact I found, or this, which, I'm a Jack Daniels guy, but this is a cool fact. There is 16.1 million barrels of bourbon in the state of Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
That's 3 times the population of Kentucky.
So there's 3 barrels of bourbon to every one person in Kentucky.
4.5 million that's what the Kentucky's population is.
Wow.
Isn't that? That's a
holy
lot.
crap.
So Kentucky's a lot of drunk.
It's a lot of bourbon. Normally when you see numbers like that, 16.1 million barrels, you're expecting to hear the word oil come right after that, but bourbon.
No, that's all that's all on the straight right now.
All righty.
What was it? Oh yeah. So Frederick Burr, the inventor of Pringles, the chips we eat.
The guy who invented Pringles, okay. Yep.
Yeah, the chips you can't fit your arm down, you have to dump them out like you're drinking a soda.
Yep. Yep.
Before he died in 2008, his final request was to be cremated and buried in a Pringles can. So, his family fulfilled the request. His son said, "My siblings and I briefly debated what flavor to use."
Holy crap.
But they end up sticking with original.
Well, yeah, you kind of have to in that case, right?
Yeah. I thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'm going to be buried in a Jack Daniels bottle.
There you go.
I don't know if I'd fit. It's a lot of. I'd have to get like a 3-liter.
I think so.
Pack it all in. What was? Paul 11.
Yep.
So some scientists were terrified the moon was covered in a dust trap that would swallow the whole lunar module whole. When they weren't 100% sure when they're going to land the thing down, if it was actually going to, stay.
Like it was quicksand.
Yes.
Okay.
So
that's interesting.
So so whoever thought of that is sitting there, just waiting. Once it goes down, they're like, oh my god, and it hits, and they're like, oh, okay. Whew.
Do you remember when you were a kid, like the thought of quicksand seemed like it was a huge problem? Yeah. Like I've realized that the quicksand problem as you become an adult is really not a big deal.
No.
But when you were a kid, like every television show had a quicksand episode where people were like getting swallowed up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, it's actually slower than you think. Just don't move.
Yeah, right.
So, all right. So, the last fact I got, which is pretty damn bizarre. God bless his soul. Oldest person to father a child was 96 years old.
Holy crap.
96. So, he believed that the reason he could still have children was that he was a vegetarian his entire life.
Uh-huh.
He died in 2020. He was 104, though.
Well, so the kid got to see Dad got to 8 before Dad kicked the bucket. I mean,
96.
God bless him.
Yeah, that Viagra was.
Well, here's what they're not telling you though. Like what they're not telling you is Dad was 96 and Mom was like 19.
Probably.
So
that's all I got for random facts. It's a 5.
Alrighty.
5 random facts. So.
Alrighty. John's random facts this week on the Alpha Men podcast.
Switch.
Alrighty, Founding Fathers would not approve tonight, where we imagine Ben Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, all sitting around a couple of whiskeys. Apparently we have enough. Watching the news and shaking their heads so hard their wigs fall off. And this week, after 40-some-odd days of devastating military success, America has crippled Iran's Navy, their Air Force, their air defense, missile, drone programs, nuclear capabilities. Strait of Hormuz reopened, and then we had a 2-hour ceasefire in place, and then, well, that all went to crap this weekend, and now we have a closed Strait of Hormuz, but we're really kind of bleeding them dry. They have no ability to make any money whatsoever. So, while all of that is happening, the American media and Democrats' response is, we're losing this thing. And, John, I know you were in the military. I don't know how anybody can look at what's going on with a straight face and tell you we're losing anything. I mean, we are so unbelievably dominant that it's incredible. 44 days. I guess it's 46 days now, something like that. They're out there claiming we're losing this war. Why? Because they'd rather see Trump fail than America win. And I really think that's what's going on. But if you ask the men who actually built this republic, what would Washington and Jefferson and Adams, what would Madison think? Well, you have to imagine they'd be proud of the results. Quick, decisive action, protect American interests and commerce. It's straight out of Jefferson's playbook with the Barbary Pirates. Smash the threat, secure the sea lanes, and then pause from a position of strength. No endless occupation. No boots on the ground for the most part. Smart warfare. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this, where we've so massively devastated a country without really putting any boots on the ground whatsoever. So, we're at a point where we really should be kind of respecting Trump's approach. Over the weekend, there were a bunch of tweets that came out. Last week, it was all about, I'm going to end a civilization. And he called them stupid bastards and told them they needed to open the strait. For a lot of people, that was a little bit too far. President shouldn't talk like that. Shouldn't act like that. But what you have to understand is it's nothing new. It's straight out of the art of the deal. It's the way he negotiates with these people. Ask for something outrageous, threaten something completely outrageous, and then back off to a position that's actually an acceptable one. The other side folds. Trump was never going to nuke Iran. He was never going to turn the entire country into a piece of glass. He was using maximum pressure and rhetoric to force real concessions, and it worked. It brought him to the table this weekend with J.D. Vance. Now, while that meeting didn't exactly work, the Founding Fathers understood hard bargaining. They didn't win independence by being polite to tyrants. And while many people may not like the bluntness, the harsh truth is this. The terrorists who run the Iranian government have spent the last 47 years shouting death to America while building nukes, or trying to build nukes, and missile programs, and funding their proxies. They don't respond to harshly worded letters. They don't respond to gentle diplomacy. Unfortunately, they only understand the stick and the carrot. They only understand brute force. And Trump gave them all three. And it worked. The founders would not approve of the domestic reaction that's going on right now. Watching the American media and the politicians twist a clear military victory into we're losing, and doing it purely out of the hatred of Trump. It would make them furious. George Washington warned that a spirit of party would destroy the republic from within. They fought a revolution so we could have a strong, unified country. Not one where half the elite roots against America just to own the other side. So 40 some odd days of kicking ass, securing oil lanes, using the art of the deal to force real concessions, and the media's response is we're losing. Founding Fathers would be disgusted, quite frankly. They'd see this as the exact kind of poisonous factionalism that they warned us would one day tear the republic apart. Love to know your thoughts and comments. You can put them in the comments section wherever you're watching tonight. That's Founding Fathers would not approve tonight on the Alpha Men Podcast.
Welcome to Man Court, where bad decisions are put on trial and common sense is the only law we pretend to follow. Step forward and plead your case. Just know the verdict was probably decided before you started talking.
All rise. The Man Court is back in session, but sometimes definitely questionable. TJ Michaels presiding.
Thank you, Baby Huey. You can send in your domestic disputes. We haul them into Man Court. We're a ruling that will hold up in any bar in America. You got a problem that needs solving, you can visit any of our social media pages and drop your Man Court dilemma in a DM to us. And we have this thing, John, called the Freak Jury.
Yeah, so they can join anytime by commenting their input, their 2 cents, what they think for or against.
Yep.
That's what it's for.
And you can give our plaintiff your advice. Just hit the comment tab. Let's dive into tonight's case. And we have a docket number. What is that?
260414. Our plaintiff is Derek from Hanover, New Hampshire.
Okay.
Case of the fantasy football fiasco.
Okay.
To the sometimes honorable TJ Michaels, judge, the man of court, TJ Michaels, bailiff, baby Huey, and free jury. What is that?
Okay. I don't know. My name is Derek, he writes. From Hanover, New Hampshire, I come before man court this week seeking justice for the most brutal act of betrayal a man can suffer in this day and age. Last NFL season, my wife really wanted to join fantasy football. And so I let her join my fantasy football league. She then went on to destroy me. Your Honor, for 12 glorious years, I had my Sunday ritual. I'd sit in my chair, drink my PBR, yell at the TV, trash talk my buddies in the league like a real man, and it was sacred. It was beautiful, and it was mine. Then, last fall, my wife said, "That looks like fun. I want to play too." Initially, I laughed. I said, "Sure, babe, whatever makes you happy." That has turned out to be a very, very big mistake. Exhibit A. She drafted Patrick Mahomes in the first round while I was in the bathroom.
Oh.
Exhibit B. She picked up a waiver wire running back I slept on, and he scored 28 points in the fourth week of the season. Exhibit C. She finished the season, beat me and all of my buds in first place in the league, and I'm always in the hunt. But last year, I was sitting in ninth like a chump. The worst part, she kept sending me screenshots of her team with the caption, "How's my team looking, honey?" God almighty.
Oh, wow.
While I was over here with 3 injured players and a kicker who hasn't made a field goal since September. Relief requested. A court order declaring fantasy football a sacred male space and banning all wives, girlfriends, and significant others from joining. Immediate reversal of last season's results. Her wins should be declared void due to emotional warfare. Or at the very least, carry an asterisk or something. Emotional damages in the form of having her to cook wings for the entire league championship party next year while wearing my team jersey. And punitively, if she wins the league, she has to tell all my friends that I taught her everything she knows, even though we both know that's a lie.
Fair.
This is funny. I rest my case as I get ready for the real draft, followed by an end-of-summer fantasy football draft. I need something done about this before I start crying into my fantasy football app. Respectfully, and currently in last place, Derek from Claremont, New Hampshire.
All right. Poor Derek. All right, free Jared. Give us some help here. Give me a comment what you think you should do.
You know, this is one of those cases where if you've been with your partner for a long time and the kids have grown up and you're kind of preparing for that empty nester thing, you're always thinking to yourself, oh, well, shit, that's something we can do together, right?
Yeah.
But I warn you that there are things that you don't want to do together, all right? There just aren't. Now, is Derek's wife a fantasy football phenom, or is she lucky? That's the first question. But after reviewing the evidence and listening to the testimony, I have to say, Derek, you really screwed the pooch on this one. For 12 years, you had a beautiful, sacred thing, Sunday afternoons, cold beer, yelling at the TV. We all do it. And mercilessly, I send John 15 texts on Sundays during the NFL.
Yeah.
Most of them are anti-cowboy.
Michelle says
Text.
Ron said he should paint his room man cave pink and accept defeat.
Okay. All right. But here's the thing. That whole experience is manly, and it's ours. And then you made the single dumbest decision a married man can make. You looked at your wife and said, yeah, this will be fun. Okay? Now, I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't have fun with your wife. I'm not suggesting that there isn't things that you can do together. I'm just saying, what am I saying? Fantasy football probably shouldn't be one of them. Right? Yeah. I mean, you didn't just open the door and let the wolf in. You handed the playbook to her. Okay, the roster sheet. Then you asked her to sit on your lap as she drafted Patrick Mahomes in the first round. You basically gave a sniper rifle to someone who's been quietly studying your every move for years.
Surprised she didn't take Travis Kelce.
True. Of course, she's destroying you. She knows your sleep schedule, your emotional triggers, and exactly which players you overvalue because they have, quote, good vibes. That's not a fair fight.
Uh-huh.
This was an execution on your part. It was. You got murdered. So we can't blame her for that, though. I think your request to ban wives from fantasy football is denied. Okay? Fantasy football is not, never has been, a protected male space. It's a gladiator arena. And your wife just walked in wearing heels, you know? And she still dropped the hammer on all of you guys. So, a rare act of mercy, though, we do offer the following sentence. Your wife shall officially be recognized as the league champion with full unrestricted bragging rights. You must address her as Commissioner Wifey in the group chat for the remainder of the season. You're required to cook and serve the wings at the championship party while wearing the apron that says, my wife beat me in fantasy football and all I got was this lousy apron. As emotional damages, probably should bring her coffee in bed every Sunday morning during football season while she checks her clearly superior lineup. So, let it serve every man listening tonight. Never, under any circumstances, invite your wife into your fantasy football league unless you're emotionally prepared to get absolutely cooked, okay? And have her send you smiley emojis while she does it. Case is dismissed. Court is adjourned. And by the way, somebody please tell the rest of these idiots not to make the same rookie mistake, okay? That's kind of the deal.
Now court's adjourned.
No.
On this week's episode of Armchair Legend, we break down sports like we're on the payroll, without ever leaving the couch. We've got bold takes, zero coaching credentials, and just enough confidence to tell the pros exactly what they did wrong.
All right, welcome to Armchair Legends on the Alpha Men podcast, the only place where we talk real sports, no filters, no excuses. Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld, speaking of real sports, had a baby girl this week.
Nice.
It's not exactly a sport, is it? Doesn't quite work after saying we talk real sports and real.
It's true. That's very true.
She has mom's eyes and dad's inability to deliver in the playoffs.
He delivered something.
Yeah. The NFL. The NFL launched a flag league. Have you seen this flag football? NFL flag?
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
It's basically football without the tackling. Or as the Las Vegas Raiders know it, just regular football. The Justice Department has opened an investigation into whether the NFL engaged in anti-competitive tactics that harm consumers. Meanwhile, the league says the only anti-competitive thing we do is on the New York Jets.
That's harsh. Poor Jets.
All right, NBA play-in tournament is here. It's the Hunger Games with better sneakers. Tonight, the league turns the regular season into a reality show. Underway already, the Miami Heat in Charlotte to face the Hornets. Winner gets the 9 seed and a first-round date with the Celtics. Loser, pack your bags and start planning next year's tank. Miami's playing like they're allergic to vacations, while Charlotte's hoping some home court magic and whatever LaMelo's been eating pulls off an upset. At 10 tonight, Portland Trailblazers versus the Phoenix Suns out west. This one's basically who wants the 7 seed more. Suns fans are praying Kevin Durant's knees hold up a little bit longer than a grocery store banana, and Portland's trying to prove they're not just a team that makes Damian Lillard sad from afar. So play-in is the best, worst idea in sports. It's like the league looked at the playoffs and said, you know what this needs? More drama and fewer guaranteed spots. It's exactly the opposite of what NASCAR's going through right now. So if you're not watching tonight, you're missing basketball's version of musical chairs with $1 million chairs. So that's kind of how it is. And Major League Baseball over on the Diamond, we got a full menu of games tonight. Arizona Diamondbacks in Baltimore, trying to keep the early season hot streak alive against the Orioles. Kansas City and Detroit, Washington's in Pittsburgh, San Francisco's in Cincinnati, and the Cubs are visiting Philly. And that is just the appetizer. Every team still pretending they're World Series contenders. The Cubs are acting like this is the year that they break the curse. The Phillies are swinging like they're mad at baseball. And somewhere in Baltimore, a rookie just hit a 450-foot bomb, then immediately forgot how to run the bases. So classic April baseball. Hope is high. ERAs are low. And nobody's mathematically eliminated yet. NHL. Regular season scramble is on. It ends in just a day. So every shift feels like a playoff game with worse lighting. Carolina's in New York. Washington's in Columbus. Montreal's in Philly. New Jersey's in Boston, and a bunch more. Playoff spates are kind of tighter than Baby Huey's jeans at Thanksgiving. So the Metropolitan Division, basically a game of hot potato with the last wild card spot. One bad period and you're golfing in May while your rival is still dreaming of Lord Stanley. So just a quick public service announcement. If your team still is in, buy the jersey now. If they're out, buy the jersey anyway. Retail therapy works. Okay. Quick hits, NFL draft buzz. Already louder than a marching band in a library. Pittsburgh gets to host this year. Coming up the 23rd through the 25th this month, and every GM is pretending they're not texting quarterbacks at 2 a.m. Golf note, Rory McIlroy won the Masters at Augusta National on Sunday. Only the 4th player to go back-to-back. He shares it with Jack Nicholson, Nick Faldo, Tiger Woods. The Masters hangover is kind of a real thing. Everybody's still arguing about that one putt that lipped out on Sunday, and I'm still laughing about CBS having 1 billion cameras on the 18th hole at the Masters and somehow still not having any idea where both guys' approach shots landed on 18. They went to the camera shot and they couldn't find it. Like it was like how many cameras do you need on 18? So in any case, they went for the camera shot and then you couldn't see Rory's winning putt. Kind of ruined the whole thing. Very anticlimactic. And that's Armchair Legends tonight on the Alpha Men Podcast.
And now the Red Foreman Awards, where you make dumb choices, you will win Dumbass Awards.
Dumbass. You dumbass!
Welcome to the Red Foreman Awards on the Alpha Men Podcast, the only awards show where the trophy is a size 12 steel toe boot delivered straight to your rear end, brought to you by Point Place's patron saint of dumbassery himself, Red Foreman. Tonight, we're handing out Golden Foremans to the absolute cream of the crop of the mouth-breathing, window-licking, Darwin Award-contending morons who are single-handedly keeping the gene pool from evolving too fast. People, real stupidity, zero excuses. Our first award tonight, the Cookie Monster Meltdown Award, goes to Jalen Minzy of Orlando, Florida. This genius rolls into a McDonald's, places his order like you or I, normal person, gets his food, but then demands free cookies. And when the workers don't hand them over on a silver platter, he pushes past everyone, jumps behind the counter, he's like a toddler on a sugar crash, swipes 2 extra meals on his way out.
Fair.
Over a box of cookies.
I would too.
Listen, if you're robbing Mickey D's over cookies, let's be honest. First of all, they're not that good.
No.
They kind of suck.
I've actually
All right?
never had one.
Your life's already in the value menu, okay? And it's extra crispy. Cops tracked him down to a nearby apartment, hit him with battery and robbery charges. I hope the county jail has better desserts. You know, can you imagine what are you in for? I stole a box of cookies at McDonald's.
Got any milk?
Yeah, right. Next up, the Rekindling Gone Wrong Award. And the winner is 40-year-old Melissa Dunham of Orlando, Florida. Now, Melissa moves back in with her husband to, quote, rekindle the marriage.
Oh, crap.
For their son's 18th birthday. And after days of nonstop arguing, how's it going? Not too good. She grabs her bags, leashes up the 2 dogs, tells the hubby in the driveway, now we both don't have shite. And after that quote, she set the whole damn house on fire.
She's clearly a lunatic.
Smoke billowing, flames everywhere. Now, I know you're going to find this shocking. Cops found meth and marijuana in her purse. She's facing arson of a dwelling, plus drug charges. And let's be honest, nothing says let's work on us like turning the house into a bonfire. Rekindle the marriage? I think she took rekindling a little too literally.
She came in hot.
Came in hot. Yeah, absolutely. Next up, the Chicken Coop Chaos Award, West Virginia edition, goes to Anna Groves of Clendenin, West Virginia. Clendenin is the place for me. Anyway, Anna decides the best way to collect on some owed money is to break into a literal chicken coop where another adult woman named Ashley and her dad, James, were currently living inside the chicken coop.
What the hell?
She's allegedly threatening to kill Ashley while she's forcing her way in. Ashley was sleeping, wakes up, scared, and promptly stabs her in self-defense. Anna and her buddy run off to the hospital. She later admits she went there to beat her ass, but denies the death threat. And get this, no charges for Ashley because the stand your ground law applies even if you live in a chicken coop.
What? That's Coco.
Swear. So Anna gets felony burglary. And the sheriff's Facebook comments on this are pure gold. First rule of a chicken coop: what happens in the chicken coop stays in the chicken coop. She showed them who runs that roost. So, listen, if you're breaking into a damn chicken coop, I guess they are right. What happens in the chicken coop probably should stay in the chicken coop.
She's cuckoo.
The Dress for the Arrest Award this week goes to 53-year-old Farron Fullerton of Brevard County, Florida. Yes, back to the Sunshine State. So Farron gets trespassed from a hotel for refusing to leave after checkout. Cops show up, and they notice he's standing out there in a full stolen inmate uniform from the Mitchell County Jail.
How?
He wasn't an escapee. He just swiped it after a previous stay and thought it was a good look.
I mean, well, they saved some money by not switching clothes in.
Yeah, the Brevard County Sheriff joked, I've heard of dress for success, but never dress for arrest. The Flying Coke Refund Award goes this week to 47-year-old Bobby Johnson of Daytona Beach, Florida. keeping it real in the Sunshine State. Bobby's in the middle of a drug deal when cops storm in. His customer, a guy by the name of Charlie Damon, decides it's return time and hurls several bags of cocaine back out the window of the vehicle at Bobby's head. The uncensored video shows the bag flying as deputies roll up. Bobby kind of shrugs it off. Coke to the dome, no big deal. But cops said, yeah, we saw that. They nabbed Bobby, Charlie, 53, and the guy who ran out the back with the heavier charges, recovering 831 grams of cocaine, $10,000 cash, one stolen gun, and one gun with the serial number removed. Charlie tries telling cops that the other guy threw the stuff, and they just laugh. So, getting hit in the head with your own product, that's kind of a refund with interest. But they arrested both of them. And finally tonight, the Bud Light Run Award goes to 41-year-old Randall Baker. Evansville, Indiana is where he calls home. Randall stole a Bud Light semi-truck from a liquor store this week and led police on a very low-speed chase. We don't know if he was thirsty or he had a master plan, but he refused to pull over. And that led the sheriff's department to ram into the Bud Light truck and crash it into a field. No one was seriously hurt. Beer status unknown, however. His BAC, 0.103.
He looks sober.
Yeah. Looks like a good, upstanding guy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's charged with attempted murder, auto theft, criminal recklessness, resisting recklessness, tractor-trailer operation, and DUI. Matt would be our Red Foreman Awards this week on the Alpha Men podcast.
Some good ones there.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Racing's back again.
Back at Bristol, baby.
Yeah, and the whole Ty.
Oh, you were trying to say Cry Gibbs. I got it. I caught it.
Yeah, he's a little shit.
You got to give the guy a break. Come on.
He is an arrogant little asshole to everybody in the garage.
Yeah, I know.
He makes Kyle Busch look so soft. And
yeah,
speaking of Kyle,
I saw the video of him and the coach on the cherry picker putting the placard up on the garage wall, the win at Bristol for the team. Yeah. So
good for Gibbs, yeah, JGR, but
see, I have a hard time because I love the coach. I love Joe Gibbs. I think Joe Gibbs is an incredible human being, and yeah, you're probably right. His grandson's a little shit. So
yeah, but it was. It's good for them to win. It's good for him to at least win one. But that should be.
Did you watch the race?
No, I have not watched NASCAR since I left.
Here's the deal. It's Bristol, right?
Yeah.
It's Bristol! Woo! Right? I don't know what it is, man. The spring race is never as good as the fall race.
It never is. The fall race.
You know what I mean?
There's more on the line. It's nicer weather. It's just, yeah.
And I was watching the stands, man, and the crowd sucked, man.
Oh,
they did not sell a lot of tickets, and it's Bristol. It's the lore of Bristol. Bristol should be sold out. It just should. And man,
10 years I was there, 9 years I was there.
Yeah, I don't know that there's another place short of Daytona that's as sacred as Bristol. Maybe Charlotte.
Talladega.
Okay, Talladega too, but
Talladega and Bristol and Daytona, the top three.
Yeah,
surprisingly, then Wilkesboro. Wilkesboro.
Right.
Watkins Glen.
Right. But I don't know. I don't know if it's the track just doesn't have its fastball anymore or what the deal is. But
there's not much there. Like
You
it
know.
used to be. The yard used to be full of all these things. When I first started, I mean, there was 100 different things for fans to do. Now there's maybe 25, 30 things. So
Yeah.
the fan interaction's horrible now.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
Plus, they don't really care if the fans are there or not. I mean, I've heard it right from executives' mouths who own tracks
yeah.
saying that
Because all the money's in the TV deal.
TV pays the bills.
Yeah.
The other stuff just pays the insurance and a little extra for this and that.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a double-edged sword, my friend, because I can tell you the TV people.
Can you start calling me bestie?
I did not.
Can you?
No, I can't. I will not. All right. The TV people do not like to shoot footage of crowds that are of grandstands that are half empty, and that kind of thing tells the TV executives, well, maybe this thing isn't worth what we're paying for it. Maybe this sport is not as popular as they claim. And look, they can't even sell tickets at the track. I mean,
it's just it's just above basketball for ratings, and basketball's not that great for ratings.
Yeah. No, I know. And if you go back to the 90s and the early 2000s, NASCAR was so plugged into culture in this country. Mm-hmm. Like, you turn the race on Sunday and the commercial break hits, and you're going to see commercials with NASCAR drivers in them. But in the early 2000s, you saw commercials in regular television programs, sitcoms on Thursday night with Dale Earnhardt in them.
Yep.
It was. They were on the late night talk shows. They were, so the sport, I don't know what it is. I really, I don't think there's a single thing that is killing them. I think it's a variety of different things. I really do. I think they had talented drivers who worked their way up to NASCAR and developed followings at short tracks all around the country, in Missouri and Kansas and Michigan and all over the place. And they didn't get to the big show until they had a significant short track racing career at small intermediate tracks around the country. And now we're taking guys off of simulators and throwing them in cars. I think that's part of it. I think it's when you talk about guys. And I guess the old folks who are older than me would argue a different set of drivers. But when you talk about a field of cars where you're talking about Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, Terry Labonte, and look, they were all going to grow old. They were all going to retire or, unfortunately in Earnhardt's case, pass on. But, man, it's hard to replace talent like that. And, I think we got into this place where we're just moving kids into cup rides way too quickly. People don't even know who they are,
Yeah.
So
now back a different side of the coin here, not different side of the coin, but different part of what we're talking about here this is huge. Kyle Busch has hit 100 races without a win.
Yeah.
That's insane. He's one of the last old dogs now. Him and Denny Hamlin.
Pretty much.
That's
You're right.
pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, and I think what was Earnhardt's longest spell? Like 96 races or something like that?
I'm not sure.
It was almost 100 races. I do know that. I know it was over 90. So, but
it was actually that's Dale Jr. Oops. Dale Sr. Dale Jr. won 143 races, by the way. And Sr.
longest winless streak.
59.
I'm curious.
Just 59.
Oh, it wasn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I had 60 and 90 confused. I mean, like I thought it was 90, but it was almost 60. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but that's pretty much. Really,
Junior was in a late model this week. National Speedway.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, so that was kind of.
You'll probably
cool
see
to
that
see.
on the circuit soon. That track.
Yeah,
the fairground.
probably give the Bristol Spring Race to it because it was a boring ass race. It really was.
Man.
It really was. And then what? Next week we're off to Kansas, right?
Yes, they're going to Kansas. That's one of my favorite places to work when I work there for NASCAR.
Yeah.
I enjoyed working that place. It was nice. It's just a nice facility. It's kind of a nice area. So,
Red Flag Rants tonight on the Alpha Men podcast.
Since you're attacking us, can you give us a question?
Our organization.
You're attacking our news organization. Can you give us a chance to ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you state, Mr. President-elect,
go ahead.
Can you state categorically,
She's asking a question.
Mr. President-elect,
You are fake news.
All right, it's real or fake news tonight. Part of the show where I feed Baby Huey 5 of the most insane headlines from this week. 4 of them are 100% made up bullcrap. Only one is gloriously and embarrassingly real. So if you're ready, I will deliver your headlines this week. First one, study finds men who say, yes, dear, live 7 years longer, but report feeling 15 years older. Researchers claim the constant agreement causes accelerated emotional aging.
I believe that.
That's headline number 1. Headline number 2, India closes border with crocodiles and snakes. Government officials call it a biological barrier. Okay. Number 3, average middle-aged man spends 14 hours per year searching for his phone while it's in his hand, study finds.
I believe it now.
Experts are calling it the phantom pocket syndrome. They say it's becoming an epidemic among middle-aged men. Headline number 4. Oregon sheriff claims space aliens were drag racing on county road overnight.
Feels Florida, I believe it.
Okay. And final one, travel vlogger and influencer apologizes after authentic exotic vacation vlog discovered to be filmed in his backyard.
I believe that too. Shit, these are good ones.
All right. So we got study finds men who say yes, dear, live 7 years longer, but report feeling 15 years older. That's headline 1. Headline 2, India closes border with crocodiles and snakes. Government officials call it a biological barrier.
Yep.
Average middle-aged man spends 14 hours per year searching for his phone while it's in his hand, according to study. Experts call it the phantom pocket syndrome. Oregon sheriff claims space aliens were drag racing on county road overnight.
That's the one that sounds fake so far.
And travel vlogger and influencer apologizes after authentic exotic vacation vlog discovered to be filmed in his backyard.
Man, those are good ones. I'm going to go with the travel vlog.
Travel vlog? Bzzz, not correct.
Damn.
Another guess?
Aging, the first one.
First one, study finds men who say yes, dear, live 7 years longer, but report feeling 15 years older. Bzzz, no, that's not correct either.
Damn.
You got Oregon sheriff. Average middle-aged man spends 14 hours per year searching for phone while it's in his hand.
Crocodiles.
India closes border with crocodiles and snakes.
I'll go crocodiles then.
Ding, 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 ding. That is correct.
Third one.
You know, in America, we have been trying to improve our border security for decades with guards and patrol agents, technology, surveillance, fences, walls, and even making a country a less desirable place. But in India, they have come up with a creative solution. India border security officials are considering and have deployed crocodiles and snakes in rivers along the borders. They're doing it primarily along wet, marshy stretches of India's border with Bangladesh, which isn't really suitable for fencing and physical barriers. These are areas that can flood and the river's pathways shift over time. The idea is that it's a possible biological barrier that can make the area more challenging to cross. Wildlife experts say it's a huge mistake if you try to cross. And, by the way, dumping all of these predators into the area could have a major and irreversible impact on the local ecosystems, not to mention if the flooding's so bad that the rivers change course, you could have bigger problems.
Oh, God, yeah.
Nonetheless, they're doing it.
Well, it works. If it works,
That's real or fake news tonight on the Alpha Med Podcast.
The Married Man Survival Guide is your playbook for staying alive in a world where you're always wrong, even when you're right. We'll teach you how to pick your battles, apologize strategically, and survive marriage with your sanity, snacks, and TV remote intact.
Listen, brothers, if you're married, you're not just surviving the relationship, you're surviving a full contact sport with no timeouts, no refs, and penalties that last longer than a Pats game in overtime. That's why we bring you the Married Man Survival Guide and 5 fresh tips from the Survival Guide this week to make sure you're not a statistic, all right? The first one this week, the I'll take care of it trap. Never say I'll take care of it unless you actually plan to do it within 48 hours. In wife language, I'll take care of it means I will magically fix this while you're at work. If you'd like a survival move, when she asks you to handle something, immediately reply with a specific day and time, like, hey, I'll knock it out Saturday at 11:15. Write it down in front of her. This buys you 6 full days of peace before she starts asking again. Just saying. Tip number 2, the leftover chicken negotiation. Now, when your wife says there's leftover chicken in the fridge, she's not offering you food. She is testing whether you're willing to eat mystery chicken from 3 days ago, so she doesn't have to throw it all away. Pro tip, open the fridge, stare at it for 5 seconds, and dramatically say, babe, this chicken has seen things. And then order a pizza. You both win. All right? The plant murder cover-up. If you kill one of her houseplants, and you will, do not try to hide the dead leaves. She notices everything. Best move? Immediately replace it with an identical-looking fake plant from Amazon, and act like nothing happened. When she compliments how well it's doing, just smile and say, yeah, I really got the green thumb lately. Risky? Yes. Legendary? Also yes, if you pull it off. Tip number 4. The how was your day strategy. Now, when your wife asks, how was your day? She actually does not want a play-by-play of your workday. What she wants is for you to ask about her day within the first 10 seconds. Okay? So the second you walk in, before she even finishes the question, say, babe, tell me about your day. I want to hear everything. Then zone out after a minute or two and just nod enthusiastically. You will look like husband of the year.
Poor Michelle.
Stop it. And finally, tip number 5, the fine, I'll do it myself maneuver. Should your wife ever say, fine, I'll do it myself, do not let her. It's a trap. Okay? If you let her do it, you will hear about it for the next 25 years. Just jump up and say, no, I got it. then do a half-assed job so she never asks you to do whatever it is again.
Fair.
It's called strategic incompetence, and it's an art form. And that's the Married Man Survival Guide this week on the Alpha Men Podcast.
The views, jokes, opinions, and hot takes shared on this podcast are for entertainment purposes only and are not filtered, softened, or approved for sensitivity. If you are offended, uncomfortable, or triggered by blunt humor, sarcasm, or unqualified opinions, that's on you, not us. We are not responsible for hurt feelings, and listening is a choice. Proceed at your own risk.
Alrighty. Unfiltered and unqualified, part of the show where we drop all pretense of expertise, grab a cold one, and just unload with a hot take and zero filter. And I want to start, because we started the show tonight with something positive for once. We asked you to comment with something that America does better than everybody else, because we're kind of in this place where I think both of us, I don't want to speak for you if you don't feel this way, but I'm just tired of the America bashing. Like, it's our 250th anniversary. It's supposed to be our birthday. We got space stuff going on, and all kicking ass over. I mean, I just, like, come on.
I'm tired of the complaining.
Yeah, like, I just, it drives me crazy.
And you gave me shit earlier when I said that.
So, one of the positive things from this last week, Friday night, Artemis 2, completely badass.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, I don't know if you geek out like I do with the space stuff. I do. I
do too.
Like, I grew up in the space shuttle era, so, you know, they stopped sending rockets to the moon in 1972, and I was born in 1973, so, you know, my space knowledge comes from the space shuttle program, and while there were some horrific moments in that, it was, it was cool. But
we spent all day Saturday at Kennedy Space Center. We had a great time.
Yeah,
kids learned a lot of shit.
Yeah. After 50 damn years, we put boots back in the game with NASA. We actually sent a crewed spacecraft around the moon, broke multiple records, brought the astronauts home safe. Real engineering, real courage, real human achievement, and something that should not be partisan, some real American pride. Greatest distance from Earth, April 6, 2026. Maximum distance, 252,756 miles away from Earth. Major time to ground control, holy crap. Deepest space exploration. The crew conducted the first human crewed flight around the moon since 1972. First crewed flight of the Artemis program. Fastest humans have ever traveled. A re-entry speed of 25,000 miles an hour. That's freaking awesome. And we should all be standing up, clapping like idiots for all of the men and women that made it happen. But of course, we live in a clown world. Okay? We can't have nice things. This is why we cannot have nice things. Instead, from the moment Artemis's incredible launch 10 days prior to the second the capsule splashed down on Friday night, the internet filled up with the usual parade of smooth-brained geniuses and screaming that the whole thing was fake. That's staged. CGI. You know, that's filmed in a Hollywood basement next to the guy who still thinks the Earth is flat. We never went to the moon in 1969. You know that. Let me get this straight. You believe that NASA faked the entire Apollo program, 6 moon landings, 400,000 people, 400,000 NASA employees working on the program, kept it a secret for 55 years. You believe that a flat Earth makes more sense than basic physics. You think every astronaut, every scientist, every engineer, every camera guy, every janitor at NASA is in on the greatest conspiracy in all of human history. And yet you can't keep your fantasy football picks secret from your wife. Shut up. Shut up. Look, listen, I'll prove it to you. Hold on a second. Okay? I'm all for a good conspiracy theory. I love a solid what if over a beer. But at some point, you got to look at these guys and go, bro, touch grass. All right? Go outside. Feel the curvature of the earth under your feet while you're at it. The same rocket scientists who just flew a spacecraft 240,000 miles to the moon and back are apparently so incompetent that they couldn't fake a decent moon landing video in 2026. But in 1969, they pulled off 6 perfect ones on less computing power than's in your toaster. Give me a break. I get it. Look, the government lies about a lot of things. They lie about money. They lie about wars. They lie about what's in your food. Political parties lie about what's real and what's not. They lie about their motives. They lie about their agendas. But pretending we never went to the moon, that's Olympic level stupidity right there.
Well, what's it gain? That's what I'm thinking. Like, why? I mean, they're lying about it. What if they are lying about it? What's it gain to the person?
Because it was the space race. It was the space race against the Russians. It was the space race. We had to win it to prove our dominance over the evil Russian bear. Okay? So they're suggesting that we faked it. Listen, let it go. Okay? Be proud of Artemis 2. Be proud that America's back on the moon, back in the moon business. Be proud that humans are still dumb enough and brave enough to strap themselves to a giant controlled explosion and fly on a fireball to another celestial body.
Yeah.
And to the flat earthers, the moon hoaxers, it was all filmed in a studio Area 51 crowd. Do us all a favor. Let us have the moment and just shut up. We're trying to do cool shit up here. The rest of us would like to celebrate without your tinfoiled hat TED talk in the comments.
Did you know that more flatland Earth people are Christian than any other religion?
Okay. Whatever. That is almost it for tonight, gentlemen. We want to leave you tonight with 4-time whistling champion and member of the Whistling Hall of Fame. Hold on. I got to take the tinfoil hat off. Sorry. Chris Ullman, who over the weekend whistled the national anthem.
I saw. That was awesome.
At the ball game in Baltimore. And if the video works, great.
It does. I tested it.
If it doesn't work, I also uploaded the audio version.
I saw that. I was like, why is he doing that? Then I realized. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem from Chris Ullman.
4-time whistling champion and member of the Whistling Hall of Fame, Chris Ullman, who will now honor our nation with his rendition of our Star-Spangled Banner.
You missed the word.
Fantastic. Some people in the comments section on Major League Baseball's Facebook page didn't like it, though. Man, we're suggesting he really blows. But no, you shut up. Listen, go live something heavy. Tell your wife you love her, even if she's wrong about the thermostat. And for the love of God, stop believing everything you see on TikTok from a guy who thinks Australia isn't real. That is it for tonight. If you loved it, tell your friends. If you hated it, tell your friends and argue about it. Either way, we'll be back again next Tuesday night. And in the immortal words of the Beverly Hillbillies, y'all come back now, you hear?
Not all. Switching. There you go.
All right, Alphabet. That's all the damage we're legally allowed to do tonight. If you're offended, confused, clutching your pearls, or Googling, is it normal to agree with idiots? Perfect. Mission accomplished. This has been the Alphabet Podcast, where opinions are loud, facts are optional, and HR would have tackled this before the intro music even finished. Thanks for hanging out, cracking a beer, or 3, and pretending you learned something, while we aggressively learned absolutely nothing. Smash like, subscribe, share it with that friend who gets kicked out of family dinners. And remember, if common sense were common, half this country would be unemployed, and this show would not exist. Now, we've got to go explain to our wives why we said that, swear it was for the show, and sleep on the couch like real men. Until next time, same idiots, same chaos, 0 filters, 0 apologies, and absolutely no refunds.